Hello boys, happy Thursday. It's July 16th. It's your last day of week 2. Woohoo, you guys are cruising right through. I love it. All right, so yesterday we talked about the k sound and we said there are 3 ways that you can make the k sound. You could make it C, K, or CK. Yesterday we focused on the digraph CK, and if you remember I taught you something special about CK. It only comes at the end of a word, never ever ever at the beginning. So now what I want to focus on is when you're trying to spell a word that has the k at the beginning of a word, how do you know whether or not to use a C or a K? That can be really tricky. So I'm actually going to show you a trick today. So when your word begins with a k, you're going to pay attention to what vowel comes right after it. If your vowel right after the k sound is an A, O, or U, you're always going to use the C. And I'm going to show you some examples. Okay, so if I have the word cash, let's tap out the word cash together. Ready? Get your tappers out. K-a-sh. So think about it. After you hear the k, what vowel sound do you hear? K-a. We know the a sound is an A. And so what I'm teaching you, the rule I'm teaching you is that means it's going to be a C. So we're going to write k-a-sh. Okay, we know it's a closed syllable because that digraph is going to close the door. All right, so that's one example where you know if you have the vowel A right after the k sound, you're going to use C. All right, let's do another one. Let's try one with the O, okay? So this can also work with blends, okay? So if I have the word cloth, let's tap out the word cloth. Ready? Cloth. Cloth. So we know cool is a blend. Ah. So again, we're using that O because we're going to use the C because of the O is in there. You could also, if we did a word without a blend and we did the word cost, we could say k-a-st. So cost. So once you hear that vowel right after the k sound, it's k-a. So that means it's an O. So it would be C-O-K-A-st. All right? Now, we did an A. We did an O. Now I'm going to show you one with the letter U. So if I say the word cup, like I'm going to drink out of my cup, let's tap it out. Cup. So right after the k, we hear the We know the letter U says So that's telling us we have to put a C in the front. So those are the examples of when to use C. Whenever you hear a k at the beginning of a word, I want you to tap it out and see what letter comes next, what sound. If it's a, or you're always going to use a C. Now I'm going to show you the other way. When do we know when to use a K? Well, we know we have 5 vowels, right? A-E-I-O-U. Woo! So we've already used the A, the O, and the U. So the only ones left are I and E. So when you're tapping out a word, if you have a k at the beginning, think about what vowel sound comes next. If it's an I, you're going to use a K. I'm going to give you an example. If I have the word kid, let's tap it out. K-I-D. In the beginning, I hear the k sound. Then it's followed by I. I know my rule that if it's an I, it's going to be a K. So we're going to write k-I-D. If you have you ever seen kids look like this? No, that doesn't follow the rule. It has to be a K. Let's talk about when you would use with the letter E. So if I have the word key, I'm going to tap it out. E. So I hear that E sound, so I know it cannot use a C. It's not part of my rule. So E. All right? So this is kind of a tricky topic, but we're going to keep practicing it. If you can practice writing these C words using the A, O, and U, following them, A, O, U, and then if you could practice some K words followed by the I and the E, I would love to see some pictures of you hard at work. Maybe you can think of some that I didn't think of. That would be pretty cool to see. Don't forget to go on Spelling City for 15 minutes and do any of the pages that I had emailed you. All right, keep working hard on the K sound. It's a tricky one. All right, happy Thursday. Bye, boys.